While most of you are familiar with all 30 teams in the NBA, the game of basketball has exploded across the globe, and there are a lot of very good international teams that demand respect in many basketball circles. And it's in the Euroleague where you see the best pro basketball outside of the US. And no team has more talent and ability than CSKA Moscow. The leader of CSKA should be a familiar face to most of us, Sergio Rodriguez. Once the star of Real Madrid, he played last year for the Sixers, while also moonlighting as the lead singer in Mumford & Sons, before returning to the comforts of the Euroleague, where he has resumed his domination in much the same way Steve Nash did in his prime. The thing you'll notice is how quickly he moves to attack, wasting very little time. He sprints into the handoff, which flows into a ball screen, check the behind-the-back dribble to reject the screen, sidestep the ball screener's man, and just nails the triple. CSKA is also looking to set him at least one ball screen, sometimes two, and he is simply scorching it from outside, hitting 49% of his threes on over 6 attempts per game. The Euro game always has clever uses of the pick and roll. Here, they run a quick handoff into a step-up screen. Sergio crosses over to the middle and is also hitting a high percentage of his mid-range shots too. And again, notice how they get him sprinting into a catch before setting a ball screen out top. He takes his time with the gallop dribble before the quick release pull-up from 15 tickles the twine. He can also get right to the hoop off the pick and roll with the crafty change of pace game and shot fakes that also really remind me of Steve Nash. But the special sauce to all of this is his ability to pass after the ball screen. Just watch how he crosses over, scans out of the corner of his eye while patiently waiting for the roll man before lofting a perfect lob. And he's such a threat, his gravity sucks in other defenders when he spots cutters from every position across the floor. His shooting is so good, they'll play him off the ball like a two-guard, where he can fill the weak side for spot-up shots or feed the low post, wait for his man to turn his head, and then cut to the open spot for another good look from behind the arc. You might remember Nando de Colo from his stints with the Spurs and Raptors, and he has been even hotter than Sergio from behind the arc. He's a great complement to Rodriguez as a bigger guard who can handle the ball, hit the jumper, but also uses dribble penetration to get to the rim when he needs to. I love this action where Rodriguez hands off to De Colo, who turns the corner into a ball screen, and this leads to a series of attacks off the catch, forcing closeouts until De Colo rises up for a nice hop off the dribble 3-ball. And he's got command of a lot of different and clever finishes at the rim by slowing down his Euro step, letting the defender clear, and then making a difficult twisting finger roll. It's really helpful to have him alongside Rodriguez to take pressure off of him, while De Colo can run the team. He's very patient, rarely forces anything, and has enough ball handling skills to get to the rim and the size to finish when he gets there. He's got good vision and is averaging 4.1 assists in only 26 minutes a game, a very good number from their secondary ball handler. Here's an example of his vision on the fast break, perfectly hitting a streaking teammate in stride after jumping in the air. Of course, this wouldn't be a Euroleague breakdown without showing some horns sets, and CSKA uses a flare for the strong side high post before flowing that into a ball screen. This allows Rodriguez to perform his magic, getting to the basket, collapsing the entire defense, then finding the wide open shooter out top for an easy 3-ball. Same play, and this time Rodriguez strings the pick and roll out to the wing, allowing the roll man to get good position for the lob and the score. This time they start the same way, but the ball gets passed to De Colo off the flare screen. This flows into pick and roll, and it's De Colo's turn to throw a beautiful lob. Their horn sets get some great spacing. Here they screen for the ball screener first, the weak side corner sets the flare screen for a 3-ball. When that is covered well, a quick baseline drive sucks the defense in, and CSKA is great at finding the open shooter spotting up. Same play, but this time instead of skipping it, Westerman catches a glimpse of the cutting Othello Hunter for the layup. There's also good use of flex offense out of this alignment when they enter to the high post. Watch Rodriguez cut through, cross the lane, and set the cross screen, and then get the pin down to get open for the catch. Beautiful flow right into the pick and roll, and Rodriguez hits from deep yet again. Here's the same exact action. but instead of Rodriguez popping out to the wing to receive the ball, he flare cuts to the corner to get enough of an opening to rise up and splash this 3-ball in the closeout's face. CSKA has some really great flow to their offense, and you can see how it starts with a quick pass to the wing. Keep your eye on Sergio as he cuts all the way through before getting a pin down and 2 straight ball screens to get him open for the 3-ball. Just watch how much movement they get for Rodriguez as he passes it to the wing, cuts off 2 screeners all the way across the court for another pin down into a double ball screen until he can find enough space to rise up for 3. And it's this similar action that sucks the defense's focus onto Sergio as he cuts through and back out top, enabling him to find the roll man after rising up into a shot. There are 2 other players on the team that can't be overlooked, Corey Higgins and Will Clyburn. Higgins is another strong pick-and-roll player who can get to the basket and finish really well through contact. You may remember him as a 4-year player at Colorado before spending 2 years in the G League, and he is now the guy that can create his own shot once the ball screen gives him room to work with. Most of his pick and rolls come out top without too much movement, in contrast to Rodriguez and De Colo, but his finishes tend to be much stronger. Will Clyburn spent 1 year at Utah, then another at Iowa State before traveling to Europe, and he can do a lot of things for the team with his supreme athleticism. As a strong 6'7" guard, he can make highlight defensive plays and gets a lot of his shots as a spot-up shooter when De Colo and Rodriguez find him on skip passes after drawing the defense with their gravity. Clyburn has had interest from NBA teams, as everyone could use a good 3-and-D guy. So there you have it, sports fans. This CSKA team has enough talent and size to beat at least 3 NBA teams right now, and be competitive with a handful of others. And as basketball further evolves into a global sport, there is no doubt in my mind there will be more teams outside of the NBA that will be able to compete, and perhaps someday join the league and show everyone in the US just how good basketball can be played around the world. Sports fans, to see more of our great NBA content and analysis, make sure to hit the subscribe button, but also click the bell and adjust your settings so you can get an alert the second our videos drop, because trust me, you're going to want them hot and fresh. You in?